Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone, welcome to this new 3D Studio Max tutorial. This tutorial is gonna be an interesting one, and this is an interior lighting and rendering tutorial only. Okay, I will not cover the materials and I will not cover the modeling page. And I have set up this interior, and I want to show you that how what I did for the lighting and rendering. Yeah, so what I will do here is to show you the render, the final render, what we will have at the end of this video. And this is the image I've rendered out using the same method I will show you here in this video. Now, as you guys can see here, the result is very good and quite it's an outstanding result, and it's a photorealistic. And yeah, I have a direct light here, as you guys see here, and I have indirect illumination also. So I have both the illumination. Now further, I do not want to waste your time. Let's get started. So what I'll do here is go to the camera tab, and I will create a VRAY camera, VRAY physical camera. In the top viewport, I will create it right here at this spot. And what I will do here is go to the camera by pressing C, and I will adjust the camera position according to what I want. And yeah, this position is good. Okay, this is what I like. What I'll do now here in the top viewport is that I will select the camera, and I will change its parameters. For the I will turn up the vignetting, and I will change the white balance to neutral, as it works fine for me. But you guys can change it according to your needs. And I will change the shutter speed to, let's say, 50, and I will increase the film ISO to, let's say, 120 for now, but later I will change it according to the needs. Now I will create a light for the illumination, because right now I don't have any light in the scene, so I will not have any illumination. But before that, I will go to the render setup, and I will show you the settings that I am using the Mitchell-Netrevali as my image filter, and the rest is the default setting. In the GI tab, I turn on the GI because it's off as a default, but I turn it on and I change the primary engine to irradiance map, and I turn on the ambient occlusion, as I told you in my previous tutorial why it's important. So in the common tab, I will I crank down the width and the height because for the tutorial purpose, it will not take that much of time to render my scene. So now what I will do is to create the VRAY line. In the tab, I will select the doom, and I will create a VRAY doom line. It doesn't matter wherever you put the VRAY doom line. In the modifier tab, I will change its multiplier, but as you guys can see here, the illumination is very good, and it will come through this window. This is a window, and it's a giant window. Okay, yeah, and yeah, this is a giant window. And as you guys see here, this is my scene. This is what I set up for this rendering purpose. Yeah, this is a sofa, and this is the carpet and the table, and yeah, this is the scene. This is what I did for this tutorial purpose. So now I will change the multiplier to, let's say, 2, and I will leave the rest option as a default. And what I'll do here is go to the camera, and I will hit render and see what my result is. Yeah, now it's rendering. It's calculating the light cache. Yeah, but as you guys can see here, it's rendering the irradiance map passes, and yeah, the result is very dark, and I have a huge amount of noise in my scene. Yeah, as you guys see here, it's very noisy and it's very dark. I'll cancel the render, and what I'll do, I will go to the environment tab to see if I have anything in the environment. So I'll go to the rendering environment, and yeah, I don't have anything in the environment. That's good. So next, what I will do here is to create a VRAY light for the illumination. That I will have a direct illumination. But as you guys can see here, I have this light, that light for the lamp. I forgot to remove that when I set up this scene. So what I'll do here is I will create a VRAY light to cover this window. In the VRAY lighting tab, I will select a plane light, and I will select the auto grid, and I'll create a VRAY plane light here. Then that will shoot a rays directly to my scene, and it's covering all the window. And I will put that I put that outside of the window, but it doesn't matter, you can put it inside or you can put it outside, it's up to you guys. But it's not a sky portal, it's a VRAY light, okay, not a sky portal. So what I'll do, I will hit a render, and I leave all the setting as a default, and I'll check that what's my setting. But before I render it with the material, I'll cancel the material, I'll cancel the render. And what I will do here is to go to the modify panel, and I will apply the override material. But I will show you the material here. This is the override material, and let me show you the value also. So I'm having this 235 value in the diffuse, and as I mentioned before in my previous tutorial, I don't go higher than 235. So here I will turn on the override material, and as you guys can see here, the override name, because I renamed the material to override. If I hit render now, so you guys will see the illumination. So I turned off the VRAY light, so I want to see the illumination from the VRAY Doom light. So I'll come back when it's rendered. Yeah, now it's rendering. You guys see the illumination from the VRAY Doom line. This is the illumination from the VRAY Doom line. But I will show you the render, okay, the final render I did before. So as you guys see here, I'm having a very dark material here. So when I turn off the override material, this will be very dark. So that's why I'm also having this dark light here. You guys see the effect of the dark light. So as you see here, the highlight and everything. So I'll minimize this, and as you guys see here, I'm still having that noise, very huge amount of noise here in my scene. So what I'll do is I'll turn on the VRAY light, and I will render again, and let's see what happens. Yeah, as you guys can see here, now it's rendering the passes, rendering. Yes, now I'm having a little bit of a more illumination than before, and not that much. So but still I have the noise, still I have the same noise. So now next what I'll do, I will see, I will turn on the history, so I will compare the different images with each other. So I will save it, I will click yes, yes, cannot be created, why, okay. I will just save it as my desktop, at my desktop, select the desktop, hit OK. Okay, so I will save this image, and I'll compare this image with the rest of the other images I will render later. So this will be my base. This is the first render, my base render. So I will crank up the multiplier of the VRAY light, let's say to 5, and I will render again and see what happens. Now as you guys can see from the process that I'm having a lot of illumination, still the same noise, okay, but the illumination is good now. I'm having more light in my scene, and yeah, if I compare this with the previous one, so as you guys see here, the previous one is so dark, and this one is it's very good now. But as you guys see here, as I told you before, that I'm having this direct light in my scene, and you guys see the highlight on the sofa, and you guys see here the shadow, it's very sharp here. So I'll also put a VRAY, I also put a direct light so that will act as a sun, like a sun. So in the left viewport, I will create a target direct light in the lighting, from the lighting tab. So I will go to the lighting, and I will go to the not photometric, standard lights, and I will create a target direct. I'll turn off the auto grade, and yes. So this is my direct light. It will act like a sun. And in the shadow parameter, turn it on if it's not in your case, and just select a VRAY shadow. And in the directional parameters, what I will do, I will increase the size of the beam so it will cover all my scene. Okay, as you guys see here that it's covering all my scene. And yeah, in the intensity I will leave it as a default, and I will hit render to see how it looks like with my direct light. I will show you this point. I'll bring this point because a lot of people stuck here and they don't know what to do. So as you guys can see here, I put my direct light in the scene, and I'm not having any direct light in my scene. Yeah, because there is this problem. A lot of people face this problem, but they don't know what to do next. So I will demonstrate this point furthermore. So what I will do here is that I will select my target light. Okay, and I will just increase its intensity, let's say 1000, and I will go to the camera, and I will hit render again. So you guys will see that my scene would be the same. I will still not have any direct line, and let's wait for it. When it's rendered, it's calculating the GI, the light cache, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, it's rendering now. That you guys also see here that the result is quite the result is quite the same. Nothing has changed, and everything is the same. I'll cancel the render, and I will show you the trick what's causing this problem. We don't have any problem in our direct light, nothing. We don't have any problem in there. So I will crank down the multiplier to 1 again, and the problem is that in my VRAY light, it's acting like a plane. Okay, I don't have any gloss in the window, but the problem is that my VRAY light is blocking the rays from my target direct. So the trick here is to solve this problem is very simple. Okay, so what you guys need to do, that you guys have to go to the options in the VRAY light, the options of the VRAY light, option rollout, and just make it invisible. When you make this invisible, then my target light will not see the VRAY light, and the VRAY light will not act like a plane. So when I hit render one more time, this point would be clear now. So now it's rendering. Okay, and you guys will see that now I'm having more light in the scene, and yes, I'm having a direct light, but it's a very subtle. Okay, you guys will not see. You guys can see the highlight on the sofa, and you guys see here the shadow. Okay, and you guys see the highlight there and the shadow there. It's from the window. Okay, and you guys can also compare both of the images. You guys see the previous image is only a diffuse lighting, and after one we are having the direct light. Okay, so as you see here, we are having that shadow and the direct light, the highlights and everything. And in the previous one we were having only the diffuse lighting. So I will close this one, and what I will do now is that I will increase the multiplier to, let's say, 5. and I'll hit render. So now it's rendering. So I'm not having more light in my scene, and as you guys see here, it's rendering the passes. Wait for it. Now the highlight, we are having more direct light. You see, you can see from the highlight on this sofa. Yes, and also on the table and on the rug, and you can see the shadow, the hard shadow also. See, I'm not having a very good illumination for my scene, for my interior scene. It's very good, I like it. And if I right click, you can see the value, the pixel information. So my color add bit is 139, 139, 139. So guys, always look after for your pixel values and try to keep this under the value, under the 255, 255 and 255. Do not put if you are having any bright area which is having 255 value, then you guys need to reduce your lighting intensity, your light intensity to reduce that one, because the area will be burning then. And I will change the color threshold to 0.001, and I will noise threshold to 0.001, minimum samples to 16, and minimum subdivisions to 10, and I will hit render, and I will see what the result is. So I'll come back when it's rendered. Yeah, as you guys see here, the result is very good, and it's very clean, and the illumination, the highlights, the shadow, everything is perfect, and it's very good. Now it's time to turn off the override material, and I will give it a try to render with the material, and let's see how the result is with the material. I just change only the floor color. Okay, so I just put and yeah, the result is a little bit dark, and as you guys see here, I put the wood material here as I told you already, and the result is very good, but it's a little dark. But anyway, the illumination and it's very good, everything is good. So what I'll do, I will select the camera, and I will reduce the shutter speed value to, let's say, 25, and I will also change the setting for my final render. I will leave this setting, the adaptive image sampler and the global DMC, as it is, and in the GI I will change the current preset to low in the irradiance map, and I will higher the subdivision to 70 and samples to, let's say, 50, and turn on the detail enhancement, and I will crank up the subdivision of light cache to, let's say, 2000, and I will turn on the free filter. I will use the same 800 by 600 pixels for my render, because it's just for a tutorial purpose. You can hire it. Now I will render and see what's the final result is. Yeah, as you guys see here, this is the final result, and it's very good. It's the we have a very good amount of lighting, and the material looks very realistic, and the floor, the wall material, that wooden wall material, the sofa, everything looks very good, and it's very photorealistic. And I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I hope you guys learn from this tutorial. And if you guys having any difficulties, or if you guys having any question, feel free to ask me in the comments. You can send me the comments, you can send me your questions through the comments or a message, through the message. So I hope you guys learn from this tutorial, and yeah, share it with your friends, and please hit like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching.